Good morning, friends. There we go. Good morning, friends and fellow business owners, side hustlers, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, freelancers, and all of you who are joining me here today. Welcome and thanks very much for being here. So let's get straight into today's coaching bite, something for you to chew on for the weekend. And just a reminder, we're going to be taking coaching from the Master Entrepreneurship workbook. And I did pop a link in the chat for those of you who would like to get your own workbook. This is what it looks like. And I take coaching insight, which I have attended from coaches around the world. I've taken their insight and then come up with an exercise for us to practically do together, so that we can grow in our business and in our mindset. I see my glasses are catching a reflection here, so I'm just going to move that because I need the specs these days. So there we go. That's much better. So for those of you who have the book, we're going to be looking at page 16 in here for today. Those of you who don't worry. I'm going to go through the coaching anyway. So here's our coaching bite. Link to what your audience is familiar with. What universal experience can you use as a metaphor? And are you prepared to do what it takes? Or will you only do what is comfortable? Aina, are you prepared to do what it takes? Or are you only prepared to do what is comfortable? So, of course, comfortable means not pushing yourself, and staying within what is easy for you to do. And a small example could be something like you are comfortable sending emails, but you're not comfortable calling. Okay, so you only ever send emails, but actually you need to call and make connections with people. Okay, emails is not enough, but you stick to emails because you're comfortable doing it, and you stay doing that on, and nothing changes, and there's no progress in your business. Okay, so are you prepared to do what it takes, which is, for example, make phone calls, or are you just going to stay comfortable? Great question. Will we do what it takes? And then the other section of the coaching is looking at a universal experience that you can use as a metaphor for your business. And I love this. So people need to easily understand what you're offering. They need to easily understand the pain place they were in and where you're going to take them to. Okay, what your business does that takes them out of that painful place and into a non-painful place. But they need to understand easily what that journey is. And that can be a little bit tricky for us sometimes to explain. So the question or the activity, grabs your pens and a paper to jot this down, is what universal experience can I use to explain my business or service? And I've got examples here of climbing a mountain, heartbreak, being bullied at school. Okay, these are pretty universal experiences. And to use that as a metaphor to explain how your business works. So, for example, here at the Hatch and Hustle, one of the common pain points my customers experience is overwhelm. Okay, now what metaphor could I use to explain overwhelm? And the one I came up with, which I quite like, living here in Cape Town, we are by the sea. Okay, so when you are on the beach by the sea and a wave comes and takes you off your feet, and the next wave comes, and the next wave comes, and there's just not enough space between the two waves to allow you to get back up on your feet. Do you feel like that sometimes? That is what it likes to feel. That's what it's like to feel overwhelmed in business. You're never quite able to get on your feet because the next wave is right there before you've had a chance to come back from the first. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think of that as an analogy? Do let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Could I develop that further and make a really clear analogy? My only worry is here in South Africa, maybe not everybody has an experience of the sea, even though we might think it's universal. Our coastal line is long in South Africa, but our main cities are not actually not so many of them on the sea. Well, now that I say that, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, and Durban are on the sea, but Johannesburg, Pretoria, the Northwest Province, the Northern Cape, other areas don't necessarily have a sea. So, what universal experience can you identify that makes it an easy way to explain to your customers what they can experience through your business, how your business is going to help them? And when you've got it, feel free to comment. Let me know. Excuse me. Let me know and give that feedback and share your metaphors. So it's a wonderful way. Spend your time thinking about that and then jot some ideas down. And maybe you can experiment with your family. What do you guys think? Does this work? Doesn't this work? So swimming in the sea or standing on the shore, the two that I've got. And I was thinking also maybe something around traffic, never ending, or the chaos that is on the streets sometime. Maybe I could use that to try and make a metaphor around how people feel so overwhelmed and they just cannot get their feet under them. So I hope that's not you, but if you also do feel that and you resonated with my metaphor, let me know. Okay, so that's our coaching bite for today, and I'll see you on the next one next week, Thursday, 10 a.m. Cheers for now.